The world and politics may feel very different from 20 years ago, but today, Sir Keir Starmer resurrected a policy of Labour government's past by announcing the introduction of mandatory national ID.
This government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Digital IDs are part of efforts to deter illegal immigrants from travelling to the UK and from working in Britain without the right to do so. Indeed, the French have argued the UK wouldn't be so attractive to illegal migrants if we had ID cards. IDs will be held on smartphones, the same as the NHS app or contactless bank cards. In the long term, they could be used to apply for other services, such as driving licences, childcare and welfare, or give quicker access to tax records.
We're going to make it much easier for employers to do checks. At the moment, if you're an employer, you can ask for the national insurance number, but that's not linked to any kind of photo ID. We've seen a rise in the amount of identity theft and fraud. It's easy for people, too easy for them to be able to pass off their identity as somebody else's. This will make it easier for employers to be able to carry out those checks.
In 2005, Tony Blair began to bring in biometric ID cards to help get on top of problems like tracking immigration and deportation. The Conservatives did not support the measures.
When we introduce the next load of measures to help deal with this problem, perhaps then he'll support them.
ID cards were eventually scrapped by the Conservative Lib Dem coalition government. Now, just as then, the Tories have come out against the plans.
We oppose the introduction of mandatory digital ID cards. We don't want to be a kind of society where people might be stopped in the street and asked for their papers, whether that's physical ones or on a smartphone. And that is not the way to stop the boats. The fact is, Keir Starmer has rushed out this policy as a smokescreen for all the problems he's facing.
Campaigners worry about where a mandatory digital ID scheme may lead.
From a civil liberties and privacy perspective, it's a disaster. Once this data is there, once it's captured in this way, and once the state is inserted into our lives in this way, that will only continue. We don't know what government may come in the future either, so even people who might feel comfortable at this moment in time don't know what it will be required for or how their data will be used in the future.
Digital ID wasn't in Labour's manifesto ahead of last year's election, and the announcement has come 2.5 weeks before Parliament is due to sit again. A poll earlier this month suggested more than half of voters would support the introduction of a national ID scheme. The challenge for the government then will be getting the legislation through Parliament.